This is a special Pesach Dvar Torah that you can share at your Seder, or you can share over the days of Pesach. We start the Seder by saying, Halach Ma'anya. This is the bread of affliction. All those who are hungry, come and partake. And the question we have to ask ourselves is, what kind of invitation is that? Who would want to partake in our suffering? This is the bread of our misery. This is the bread of our affliction. Who's hungry for it? It just doesn't seem to make sense. And there's another question. The matzah in itself has a split personality. On the one hand, the matzah is the bread of our freedom. We left b'chipazon, we left in a haste. We didn't have time to bake breads, and this is a sign of our freedom. And yet, halach ma'anya, this is the bread of our affliction too. So what is it? Freedom or affliction and suffering? The matzah seems to have a split personality. To answer both of these questions, we can actually answer it with one very powerful story. Primo Levi, who experienced Auschwitz, describes an experience that he had in Auschwitz where he tasted freedom. Primo Levi describes that it was January of 1945, and the Nazis had taken the Jewish people on death marches, and those individuals are too weak to walk, stayed in the barracks. And Primo Levi, along with two other men, started patching up the windows, because as they lit some fire to allow there to be some heat in the freezing cold of winter, all the heat was escaping the window. So they decided, Primo Levi and these two other individuals, to patch up these windows so that the heat would be contained in the barracks. And they succeeded. Primo Levi describes as he finally finished patching up those windows and the heat started to spread around the barracks. And the relaxation and comfort started to take place amongst the inmates. And one man stood up and he said, everyone here has to share some of their bread with these three men that patched up the windows. And Primo Levi says when he ate that bread, he tasted freedom in Auschwitz. Because when you were in the Holocaust, you could never share food. It was either your own food or perhaps you could find some food elsewhere. But sharing food was suicide. But when Primo Levi said these men decided to give up of their own food to show hakaras hatov, to show thanks and appreciation, that bread of affliction transformed to the bread of freedom. That is the opportunity that we have. Seder night, we say, all who are hungry, come and eat. You know how we transform this matzah? By transforming it, by opening up our hearts and opening up our homes. By transforming that bread of affliction to the bread of freedom. By giving. Because a truly free person can give. So God willing, we should be able to open our homes and open our hearts this Pesach and truly taste the bread of freedom.
והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, ועמד עלינו לכלותנו.